Rafter P Construction is the design-build contractor for all of your construction needs. Quality and customer satisfaction will always remain our top priority. The American dream has inspired the Rafter P team to push to be community leaders and support the local youth because that is our future. Let's now talk with the founder and owner, Brad Pryor.
Hey guys, today we're here to talk about one of my favorite builds that I've done, and I'm very proud of it. Great client, Micah and Aaron, great house, KCR Whitetails. That's a deer breeding facility and went way over the top. Very proudful of their build, proudful of the deer, the whitetail deer that they breed. Want to set an example to what's coming to the actual whitetail community, and it was just a lot of stuff with the design build process that we offer. You know, in the farm and ranch world, from design build stuff, you know, anywhere from a lodge to actual, you know, deer breeding facilities, which is what this is. So they use this facility to actually bring whitetail into the actual facility in a conditioned space that's comfortable to get them, instead of darting them out in a pen and putting them in a high volatile situation. They're giving them comfort and making things easier through the process of AIing and taking care of that deer where it's not stressed out, because they are an animal that gets very stressed out, very flight when they get, you know, in a bind or something's after them, and that's their natural nature. So what we like to do is create a facility that gives them comfort and ease, and when they bring that body heat into the facility, we give them a conditioned space that makes it easier for the actual animal and the people working the animal, which would be safe. So I'm gonna walk you through this project and more or less give you a little step-by-step of, in general, what it's about, and then we'll go from there. So we're gonna start at the very top of the facility. This is actually the owner's office, and it's actually got a place for him to, him and his managing partner, which would be his ranch manager, gives them two different desks to work from. So right now we're looking at the actual area. This is where it walks out into where all the air conditioners and space above the actual facility, so the customer or the HVAC guy can go out there and manage the filtration systems that we put in here. That is more or less a utility closet, but it's huge. We put dehumidifiers up there to control the space. So what the client decided to do is more or less use sheetrock on the walls, and we used some reclaimed tin on the roof, which was off another barn that was tore down. So we recycled the actual metal to give it a unique patina that the customer desired. And you can find these things from all different places, but we sourced this with a local vendor, and he did the actual metal and all the wood you see, which is reclaimed as well. The customer, very demanding that he wanted to look over his ranch. So when you look out these windows, he wanted to see the landscape of his creek bottom. So when you're looking out those windows, he didn't want to feel like he's entrapped. He wanted to feel like he's in that lodge feel. He wanted to be elevated. So that's why we decided to do the second story. When you look at the trim around the windows and the actual floor systems, is all reclaimed as well. So the local vendor actually let us pick out the wood and the patina that we wanted, or the actual finishes from the metal to the wood, to help bring all the metal, the sheetrock, all that together to make it feel like a warm space. Customer did a great job of the decor and stuff. I believe there's some more items they're going to add throughout the process of working out the finished design of wall art and all that good stuff. But it has the refrigerators and all that stuff to accommodate anything they might want when they're entertaining an actual client. So, and the TV, the double TV is actually there. He has with the whole facility is actually the camera system that's on the pins and in the facility itself. He can see what's going on at any time to manage his process and manage his deer facility. So I thought that was pretty cool. At a hand's touch, he can be where he wants to be as far as being able to see what's going on with his deer, being, you know, they are a very delicate top animal. So we're gonna walk our way down. Same thing. These doors right here that we just passed are actually a reclaimed door, built from hand, reclaimed wood. When something bought off the shelf, all the floor systems, same way, reclaim. We're gonna walk our way down the garage area. You know, square tubing with stainless steel cables to your right to kind of break up that look. Ice maker here, more or less, because that's a very important thing when you're especially working in Texas. You got your heat, you know, and all that stuff. You need to be able to ice things down. When you look up from that ice maker there, you're seeing the central vac system. We actually put two systems on here that, you know, more or less the filters drop out of the bottom of them. Drain vac is the system we did. We actually did that ourselves, in-house. Kudos to Rob. We had a local vendor sourced out and dropped the ball on us, but we did it ourselves. So worked out well. That's a great thing in the deer community. There's a lot of hair. So you can actually, instead of washing everything out all the time, you can actually shop vac, you know, with a local, you can put a hose in different ports and vacuum out the hair or anything like that. It goes into that system, fit out. So you can vac anything in there without dragging a vacuum all over the place in cords. We gave, the whole space here has an air pneumatic system. He chose a drive that on the bottom it has 3 ports. And also that feeds the actual deer chute we'll look at here in a minute, that's actual air pneumatic. Washer and dryer, a lot of things, you know, you know, from cloths to whatever, when you're messing with fawns, just be able to wash and clean up. In the garage space here, he chose to use the sheetrock, more utility-based shelving, just very simple. Floor drains, they're everywhere in this project. So it was very unique and very challenging to the actual concrete pour, just to keep them all in place, not floating, because they are linear drains that all tie together. They have 2 outlets going on the outside, so every room has its own drain, which is very unique with linear drains. Basic garage door system, still back insulated. On the front has a 3D print on it to make it look like wood. So freezer, all that good stuff, basic stuff, no big deal there. If we walk out here while we're in this area, this is the fawn area. So what we did in this facility is we built fawn pens, you know, during the season of, and actually there's some in the actual spaces if you see them there. So we built it where the actual fawns had a lay down space, and a lot of fans that are in this area. We go back to the ProTech soft step with the sealer on it, because we all know that we want to keep all the bacteria away from the fawns. So that's why we seal the top with the ProTech. But this leads out to a turnout space and runs for the fawns as they get bigger, gives an area for them to walk out of and get into their natural environment. But it gave you know, this area right here more or less just gives it less stress. It's away from the other working parts of the facility, but it gives the fawns a space to relax, not get stressed, live through their current conditions where they can get fed and healthy and ready to go back out into the pens. So right now, this when you first saw this site, the customer, his ambition was he wanted to look like it grew here. So what our challenge was, we had a 6-foot elevation from over 120 feet plus. So he wanted to look like it was natural, the facility here, and minimal tree loss, because he wanted to kind of go away. So we built this to accommodate that, and also he wanted a touch of the metal, you know, on the clean, the soffits, nice, and R panel, reverse rolled R panel, and also wanted to be able to clean that real easy. Had the LED lighting to roll into a look of the reclaimed lumber, structural lumber for the columns. So then from there we went into the dry stack stone with the reclaimed vertical wood, which also was used on a facility, or pulled off another project, a building that was been tore down to reclaim into a new use. We have our actual guillotine door, which is not hooked up right here, but what it does, that's when they load the deer out of the facility. That's what's pulled up to get them into the actual trailer. So as we walk into the actual, from the garage to the actual working facility, we're walking through the hallway, and now we're in the actual area where the chutes and we're walking in the area where the actual chutes are and the palpation chute up into the actual pin or the working chute for the deer. So as you look around, you have the customer wanted a marker to show what's in each holding box, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 boxes. It just shows what's in there, if there is something in there or not in there. So we're looking at this too. It's got the Protect soft touch with soft step, but no sealer on it. So this is actually a porous product. It goes in and out of the rooms with the drains. And as you see in the inside, you'll see a lot of stainless stuff just because we want to be able to wipe it down and keep it all medically safe. Also, a lot of reclaim used in the inside, just a different touch and color, customized to the customer's design build process that they wanted. You'll see same thing you got the view of the cameras from the actual TV screens. And also you'll notice each room, each area has its own water source. So hot and cold in some, but that itself just helps keep the facility washed down without having drag hoses everywhere. So you look back at the boxes, more or less this is where the deer come into, is that spot right there from the push wall system. Those handles right there open guillotines that we can let the deer out. They come in trap, or if they let the deer in. So, and then if you walk down, you got 4 boxes. They're elevated boxes. They go into the palpation chute, which is the tallest box, into the actual working air pneumatic chute, which is made by Deer Handler. And this is called the Grandpapa B. So I've seen different models of this. I have a lot of clients that use this over and over again. I've had nobody complain about it that I know of, but it's the same thing. It's all about function use of what the client wants. Same thing on the ceiling. Had some reclaimed metal with some LEDs. Can lights, which you can't really tell because the 360 really doesn't pick up the work the customer put into the trims that are around the actual LED lights. It was pretty cool. The customer took some cinnamon and glue and epoxy glue and actually made the outside rings of the LEDs look like the tin, which is very unique to their custom, and that was something they wanted to do. A very crafty type person. So Aaron did a great job on that. It has a bathroom in there, a shower more or less for clients or the dock if they need to be washed up, what have you. Use a lot of tile on that. Reclaim cabinets, same way. Use a lot of the reclaim on there. Hand built, nothing's bought off the shelf as far as the reclaim goes. So when you're looking at the door trims, this is going into the push wall system. This is actually a broke metal 14 gauge, and we painted it black to match the inside of the doors. We're blend out. Just a little accent, a little more rugged, tough, take a little beating. We're gonna go down to the utility closet, and kind of where we tucked everything away. Customer very organized. 2 power panels, 200 amps a piece. Hot water, tankless hot water heaters. You get it straight, get that hot water directly to them. We'll step back out, same thing, custom stainless. Had the reclaim cabinets, had slide out drawers on it. Inside the cabinets where you get the medicine bottles, baby bottles, or the fawn bottles out and all that good stuff. And then what we do is more or less, this is a unique thing about this facility. It had an AI room. More or less, this is where we take the actual deer into here for the dock to be able to inseminate the doe. And in here we use the PVC panel, which is very clean, easy to wash down, durable, and clean. Better, I'm not a big FRP guy. It looks kind of like a restaurant bathroom you walk in there, but I really like this wall system. Easy to wash down, very durable. Gives a space for the dock to work, and very clean. So, throughout here we made on this facility, we created a back door here that we haven't done on others before. So we were actually creating this door here to have a way to get back to these rooms. So these rooms, this is where the deer are laid down to be inseminated or be doctored. And through this hallway system, they walk into these rooms, and from there they are darted to give them some medicine to go to sleep so they can be inseminated. So what we did is on this back door, you didn't have to walk all the way around the facility to get to these back rooms. So and this facility has 6 rooms itself. So we were able to, as the deer come out of the chute, they could travel, go right or left, or right, straight, or right. And then if you had a problem, you could go to the backside, which we was just at, or you could load them out, or you use the other door by the chute to walk them or get to them. The push wall system, more or less on the far side of the screen, the right side of the screen, that's more or less where we're loading the deer in. There's a push wall in there, or it's a floating wall that pushes the deer to the actual chutes, or pushes them to bypass, which is the hallway to the far end of the screen, the bottom, and it pushes deer past that to either push them out in pins or go to another holding pin, and they don't need to be doctored because it's not something you just go out there. Deer are not something you just go out there and put a halter on and walk them in there and do something with them. You have to. Normally they come in a group of many, so you may not need a doctor one, so you just pass them off down that hallway to the push wall and let them back out, or put them in another pen for whatever reason you might need to. So I feel like we've explained a lot of basic knowledge of this place. It's a 50 by 80 is the main facility. I feel like we explained a lot of this facility. It's a 50 by 80 by 15 on the main structure of it. It's got 2,200 square foot. It has 2,200 square foot of porches. It's a very unique build. The garage itself is 927 square feet. And the customer's been great to work with. Enjoyed the build. There's a lot of design build challenges along the way, which I feel like as being a design builder, you have those optimal things. You can change things on the fly. If a customer wants something, we're going to give it to them. And you'll see when you look at this project on our Facebook or our website, you'll see all the unique things the customer chose, and very proud of this build. And I want to thank Micah and Aaron Greathouse for their support and believing in us. KCR Whitetails. Look forward to talking to y'all soon. Thank you.